Our foreign affairs correspondent in Brussels, Fariba Mavadat, has interviewed Mohammad Javed Larijani.
Iran has continued to make headlines in recent weeks, partly because of its yet another round of futile international negotiations over its nuclear program, and partly because of a new report by the United Nations on the situation of human rights in Iran. I'm joined by Mohammad Javad Larijani, the Secretary General of Human Rights Council in Iran and a top advisor to the Supreme Leader, Ayatollah Khamenei. The report by the UN is filled with cases of abuse of human rights, unjustified imprisonments, torture, and execution of, at times, minors. What do you have to say to that?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. We are not claiming perfection, but we think that our record on the human rights definitely is not worse than the other countries who are really putting these blames on us, like a good number of EU members. But I want to say that the method which is used is another side of the story of putting pressure on Iran. This time another front is opened.
But this report is based on 169 cases of interviews and investigations into various instances of abuses of human rights in Iran. Also, it's based on, apart from the UN, 3 most respectable and respected human rights organizations in the world, namely Amnesty International, Reporters Without Frontiers, and Human Rights Watch. So you can't say that all were biased. There must be an element or many elements of truth in it.
The issue of credibility in this report is very serious. We agree that some of our laws needs modification. Some of them are definitely, we support them even against the Western criticism. The number of execution in Iran, we think it is too high, it's too bad. We believe that. We should change the law. There are a number of crimes like connected to the drug trafficking, which encompass about 74% of the execution in Iran. In my belief, there is no need to consider them the most serious crime. So this needs law, and a lot of people in the parliament don't agree with me.
One of the sins in the Islamic Republic is propaganda against the regime. That means that if I express an opinion, if I'm a blogger, that is propaganda against the regime. It is expressing an opinion for which so many young people are imprisoned and allegedly tortured.
I should elaborate on that because this is not the real case. Iran is ahead of all countries in the Middle East in the number and extent that internet is used.
But the use of it is limited because you filter most of it.
Well, this is an issue globally. There are issues that is considered very damageful to the interests, national interests of the people, to the life of the people. Misuse of the children, sex with the underage, things like that needs to be followed up or filtered.
Criticizing the ruling elite?
Oh no, it should not be filtered.
What about torture in prisons?
Well, torture in prison is a disease, a crime. But compare us with the United States.
Yes, but you cannot justify wrongdoing in Iran by comparing it with wrongdoing elsewhere like America.
You know, there is no absolute good. According to law, torture is a major crime. According to Islamic Sharia, torture may receive death penalty.
What about the practice?
Well, yes. When it comes to practice, and I can cite for you, recently we totally changed the legal supervision of the police detention, temporary detention center. We are not defending the wrongdoing. We are defending that we want to be better. When it comes to prison administration, well, it is a problem of efficiency, competence. The prison administration is not a simple issue. We are ready to discuss all of these pitfalls, shortcomings, but not with fingers pointing on us. This is the wrong way as that the Western community, especially ISIS and Europeans, are approaching Iran.
Let me move further to the forthcoming elections. Now, in other democracies, it's usually the parties, political parties or organizations that vet their candidates. In Iran, it's the Guardian Council, consisting of 12 men, 6 appointed by the Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei and 6 by the judiciary. Now, where does it leave the people of Iran?
The job of the Guardian Council is not to vet a candidate. They look at whether the candidates they see, they are eligible to be candidate or not. A person who has been involved in coup d'etat cannot be candidate. A person who is claiming he does not have any adherence to Islam, he cannot be candidate. It's like a person that he says, I want to be the president of France, but I do not have any reliance to laïcité.
Let me move to Iran's nuclear program. Iran is under threat, military threat from the international community. The inflation is exploding. The sanctions are hurting. All this for just a mere 20% enriched uranium for a half-baked program?
Iran's situation is not as bad as you said, because the country is moving and surviving. The issue of nuclear technology is not the issue of having only some kilos of 20% enriched. We are in the international community like any other person, first-degree citizens. Every right that an American has, United States has, in developing a society, we Iranians have. The Israelis think, we are very afraid of Iran. But this is their problem. They are paranoid.
I don't want to judge the argument of either side. To me, it's realpolitik. That is, Iran is facing 2 options. Either, under the circumstances and the sanctions, either hunger, like North Korea, where people eat grass, or face military attack. Which one do you choose?
We are much better affluent than a good number of countries in the southern Europe. The military attack to Iran is also not feasible. It may be easy to attack one place or another in Iran, but Iran is the one which will finish that war. The third option is sitting down and let us accept and acknowledge the right of Iran as a member of the international community within NPT. We don't want more than that.
Let's move further with foreign policy and move to Syria. Why do you support Bashar Assad?
Support for Bashar Assad is part of our regional policy confronting the hegemony of Israel in the area. United States and Europeans, they want to enforce a change in Syria because they want to put a dictator over there in the name of democracy, which is an stooges of the Israelis. The better way is that let's stop arming terrorists to go there, and let's the opposition, every opposition, sit down and to have election. Everybody should participate in the election, and Bashar Assad agreed to that. Then Iran will support the decision of the people of Syria.
Mr. Larijani, thank you.
Thank you very much.